Well, hello everybody. Welcome to this edition of Tech Talk. My name is Nick Ellis, the PC computer guy, serving locally here in Indianapolis and the surrounding area or via remote access all across the world. www.pccomputerguy.com or locally 317-536-8409. So what we're going to be talking about today is 7-zip, or zipping itself in concept. First, let's start off with the concept. What is zipping? Zipping is taking a number of files and putting them into a single file, and that single file will probably also have a reduced file size. Zipping came about originally to compress the sizes of files, sometimes significantly, to allow you to send them faster or to store them on smaller media such as floppy disks. However, today zipping isn't as useful for saving storage space because we have so much available all over the place that it's normally not used very much for that anymore. It still will compress the size of things, but it's not really so much relevant as much as it used to be. However, what is still very useful is the ability to send multiple files in a single file. So it makes things much nicer when you're sending email attachments, for example. Instead of we have all these demo pictures right here from a friend's wedding. Instead of sending all of these pictures one by one, so if I create a new message right here, and instead of taking each one and dragging it into there so that you have all of these different attachments, instead, we can attach it as a single item. It's even nicer when the people are downloading it because they don't have to download each individual picture one by one, which can be tedious. So how do we do that? Well, there's a couple different ways. First, from Windows XP on, all versions of Windows essentially have zipping built into them, a free zipping utility. I will show you that one first, but that one's not the one I like to use as much. To use that, if I select all of these files, or just a couple of the files of whatever you want to zip. So I'm going to select all of them. If I right click, I can go to send to, and this compressed zipped folder. This right here is the Windows built-in utility that will zip things for you. And you end up with a zipped file right here. We'll call it test file. Helps if I'm clicked in the right area. Test file. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it over to here. Okay. So this one file contains a copy of all of these. That way, when I send my mail, I only have to attach this one item. And when the person downloads it, they only have to... the pictures are big. When they download it, they only have to download the one item instead of each picture individually. If I double-click on this guy right here, or in this case, I'm going to open it this way. Open with, Explore. This is what you will normally see if you don't have any zipping utility installed. If you double-click the file, the same thing will happen. So it looks like just a regular file view. It looks the same as any other folder that you may normally see. However, notice it says testfile.zip. So you're actually looking at the files within this file right here. I can take these and I can drag them out. So I can highlight all of these. I would need to delete these first so that we don't have a copy. I can take all of these, pull them out here, and now I have copies of those same pictures. So by pulling them out, I have just unzipped the files that were in the zipped file. That's all you have to do is drag them out to unzip them. If I want to add other files to it, if I have it open, say I want to add this picture, I can just take it and drag it in here. And now it is also zipped with everything else. It's all part of this test zip file. So I took this and dropped it into here, which made it part of this file. So when I email this file, they will get all of these pictures in one single file. So that's the concept of zipping. Now I'm going to do it with 7-zip. First, you can download 7-zip if you go to 7zip.com. It is a free utility out there, perhaps the single best free download, or maybe not the single best, but in the top 10 for sure. A very, very great utility. So download and install this program at 7zip.com. Once you have it installed, then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to highlight these pictures right here. I'm going to right click, and then you see right here it says 7-zip. You'll have this context menu right here, and you can say add to desktop.zip. If I click that, it took all those files, it compressed it into this one desktop file. I can rename this again whatever I want. Testing pictures. And so this one zip file contains, again, the same thing that all of these do, except I did it with 7-zip instead of the Windows zip utility. 7-zip is much more powerful, it's faster, it's just better all around, and it's free, so why not use it? If I double click on the file, it is now opened. You see this is a slightly different window than you saw before. So this is the 7-zip utility right here. And so you can either click the extract button and choose where you want them to go, such as your desktop. However, I just tend to like to, I'm going to delete these here. I tend to just like to take things and drag them to where they belong. And so you can do it that way as well. And just like the other one, if I want to add something to it, I just take it and drag it into it. It says, do you want to add this? You say yes. Now it's part of the archive. So we just added something to that zip file. So zipping and unzipping is very friendly for when you're sending multiple things in a single file. I sent something to somebody recently and they weren't sure how to get the information. I sent them several pictures in one zip file and they weren't sure how to get it out of the zip file. So if you just double click on it, you will see it. You can drag it out onto your desktop or whatever. That's how to unzip it. And then how to zip it is you just select whatever you want, right click, and two options. You can either do send to compressed if you don't have 7-zip installed, or if you do, just go to 7-zip and add to your file right here. This will change depending on whatever folder you're in. So for example, if I go into here, it just assumes a name for you automatically, and I select these guys and I right click and I say 7-zip. Notice now it says David Taylor Wedding, just because that's the folder it's in. You can rename that to whatever you would like. Then you just email that one single file instead of your 50 pictures. It's much nicer. That way you can do 50 pictures in essentially 5 clicks instead of having to do like 1,000 clicks to save and download every single one of them. So I hope this is helpful for you guys out there. If you have any questions, just shoot me email. You can or visit my website, pccomputerguy.com. Also on the website here, there's also more articles, videos, podcasts, all of that good stuff. So check that out when you get a chance. And until next time, again, Nick Ellis, PC Computer Guy, www.pccomputerguy.com, locally 317-536-8409. Until next time.